Good evening. Weather First meteorologist Gary Frank with an update on what's going on here over the next few days. And I know it's one of those times where we get in the month of June and we see these hit and miss percentage chances for rain off and on. What does that mean for us, and why do we see that pattern set up? I want to talk about what occurred today first, as we've had a pretty nice day, and you look at what's happening here as I put this on full screen for you. You can see what's going on, because overall it's been quiet. We've had some breaks in the clouds, but the big picture is that storm system that kind of spun those showers. It was moving real slow, is gone, and now we're dealing with cloud cover and maybe a few showers off to our northwest, but that's not going to impact us right now. In fact, temperatures feel a little warmer than the actual air temperature, as it feels like it's in the mid to upper 80s in some cases, but it's not too significant. It's something I want to mention because we haven't seen feels like temperatures in a while, at least in this degree, and that's going to be something that we probably have. As humid air sticks around with us, pun intended perhaps, we're in the upper 60s, warm conditions tonight. But it is this right now. We're talking about advanced tracking. We often show this where we have dives in the jet stream or colder air or a blocking high that brings us hot, dry conditions for several days. But we're not seeing that. We're seeing this just west to east flow. Now, we're kind of at the mercy of any storm system that develops or moves in that way. And at this point, what this means for us is we're going to continue to see a steady stream of moisture that goes over the front range. And you'll watch how these storms develop, and then they kind of work their way into the plains. Watch how they develop. They continue to grow, and then they may move together in some fashion. They may fall apart. That's what we're at the mercy of. And that's why, while there's no bona fide big storm system, we're relying on these little tiny sets of storms that may merge together and move their own way. They get a mind of their own. I'll show you what this may look like here, and when we put this on the full screen you can see, because we actually have some areas where they're getting some pretty good rain right now. And you'll see that here as I kind of zoom into this. Watch this entire area. I'll speed this up, and you can see how one line of storms moves through, and now we have a secondary one where, for the most part, over the last few hours and days, we've seen kind of a different flow. When they come off the mountains here, you'll see that. Look at the moisture. Anytime, if you've ever been to the mountains, you know that if you get in that certain type of season, the monsoon season, where that rapid ascent of moisture up into that colder air at 12,000 feet or above, that develops some of these storms. Now, what you'll notice is, watch how some of these are. They've got a mind of their own. I'm going to switch radars here, but they got a mind of their own where some of them develop, they move south. Some of them move this way, right? Some of them move this way. Now, if they all merge together, see, they're all moving in different directions here. And my point is that's what we're going to rely on for our chances of rain as that fills in. Watch how this line starts to move through here, and you'll see this. Now, there's that same thing. This builds into a line, pushes closer to us. It's headed our way. Wait, it falls apart, right? It's because they run into a less than favorable atmosphere, or maybe they lose steam, or they rain themselves out. These things can all happen. But what's going to happen, I think, is they'll leave these boundaries during the day. And then at 2:30 on Monday afternoon, it's hot, it's humid, and we start to build some of that thunderstorm energy throughout the day. And those boundaries are enough to maybe be a little spark. And that's what we're going to deal with. And those types of storms are our best bet. And you'll even notice this model's picking up some of that colder air out ahead of it. And that may develop storms further, or it may fizzle them out. These are going to be very kind of persnickety type storms into the evening hours of Monday. And that's where I think is our best opportunity. Watch how some of you miss rain completely, and others get some pretty good downpours and maybe even an isolated severe storm. It's not out of the question, but I don't think it's a big threat for us because there's not a lot of other ingredients that are going to bring this together. But cloudy, temps in the mid-70s, that's hot and humid, and then 83 by noon. 88 by 3 o'clock, that's when that chance starts to go up. Not for everybody, but still, we're going to continue to see lots of dry time. And as I put this back in a full screen, like I mentioned, you'll see that here as that goes away. Watch, they fizzle out by overnight. A lot of dry time. Tuesday morning, same thing, but it leaves those boundaries. And we may see some brief heavy rain. Some of you may miss out completely, but it's where do those boundaries, where do these boundaries set up? I'm going to fix this right now because, didn't see this. Where does this boundary set up? I think I was trying to type two different things, so that's where you're getting. Where do these boundaries set up? I'm typing it. I'm fixing it. We're good to go. And that's what we're dealing with. It determines our rain and storm chances here. And that's really what we have to deal with here. So just prove that I fixed it and show you more of the point here. Where do these boundaries set up? It determines rain and storm chances, and we may see some rain in the afternoon Tuesday. We may see none. You'll notice how that little storm starts to set up. I don't think that you really need to get married to what this looks like specifically, but it's given us a little bit of an idea. What I can tell you is once we get at a certain point on Tuesday night into Wednesday, there is going to be a pattern shift, and you'll watch how this dives. That's our best bet Tuesday night into early Wednesday. I think the timing's still in some concern, but I think it's overnight Tuesday into early Wednesday, maybe 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. I think that fizzles out, and then eventually we're in really good shape the rest of the next few days, and that eventually brings us a nice several days weather-wise, as you'll see temps in the mid to upper 80s, and then lower 80s by the rest of the weekend. And you're going to see kind of a dry second half of Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, and mostly dry weekend as well, with hit and miss rain chances down the road.